Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today I'm going to talk about connecting with your spirit guides. A lot of people, I talk about connecting with your spirit guides, decent amount of times on my channel, and I get a lot of people reaching out to me very frustrated. Say, Vic, I'm just not having those experiences you talk about. I can see a lot of other people are. It sounds pretty nifty when you talk about it. I really want it, but it's just not happening. So today I'm going to share with you 5 things that might be blocking that experience, that potential experience for you. From talking to you guys, I found a lot of common themes in things that people are doing that, in my opinion, are the reason for not having those experiences. Number one, the most popular one, is the belief that you need to have that experience. So what? So you go through your whole life never contacting a spirit guide. What does that mean for you? That you're less than? No. Your spirit guides, when they feel that desperation and they can sense that you need them, they would rather do you the service of not having you have any contact with them so you can learn through your own life experience that you don't actually need that. You don't. And as long as you think you do, you're operating from a very disempowered state. You're not honoring your own power. You're not tapping into your own power. And the spirit guides want you to get the most out of this life experience. And again, if they can sense the desperation, they're gonna wait until you come into your power a little more. Number 2 is the belief that you need their guidance. Spirit guides, as I mentioned, they prefer to have a hands-off relationship with you. They're here just to guide you when you really need it. Sometimes they intervene when you're about to do something totally stupid. Like one time my wife, it wasn't really her fault, but she was driving her car and she was gonna get sideswiped or something. And she heard a loud voice in her head that said, stop, like yelled in her voice. And she described it as a voice from elsewhere. And she slammed on her brakes and she was hit, but she was unharmed. And if she would have just kept going, it would have been a disastrous and probably fatal car crash. So sometimes they'll come in with that. As you go through your awakening and you become more empowered, they'll start to kind of come in more and more and more. But again, not if you really think you need them. You don't actually need them. You have all the resources within yourself. So if you can start kind of operating with that state of empowerment, they'll start to come in naturally. And ironically, it won't be as a huge deal. It won't be as big of a deal as you're making it in your mind. You'll see it as neat and maybe exciting, but not necessary. So to have that, try to get to that state of being beforehand. Number 3 is a lot of people block themselves with their rigid expectations of how it needs to be. They hear a story of a guide coming to them in their dream or something, and then they're going to sleep at night and they don't remember their dream. They don't even have dreams, some people, at points in their life. It's like your guides are going to use the most efficient way possible, the easiest way you can perceive them. They're going to go that route. And a lot of times it's very subtle and it's going to be different than what you expect. They have their ways of making themselves known in a way that's unique to you, and it could be in a way that's something you've never heard or seen before. So be open. Just be completely open. Have no expectations of how it needs to be. Number 4 is the belief that you're not going to. The idea that it's too sensational and out there of an experience that you just can't really bring yourself to believe that. That oftentimes is due to, again, the expectation of how it needs to be. Some people imagine it to be this very like a fairy tale type of experience, but for a lot of people it's extremely subtle. It's just not quite like that, at least for me. So if you can you can relax your idea of what it's like, you'll open yourself up to how it could be. And lastly, it's just trying too hard. Again, number 5 is sort of stemmed from those first 2. Thinking you need it or thinking you need their guidance is going to cause you to try really hard. Maybe you don't even have those beliefs, but you're getting a little bit obsessive about it. I've talked to people that do all these different guided meditations every night, and they're just like, they're putting an overemphasis into that endeavor and neglecting other areas of their life that are more at the forefront. Your life is always going to kind of give you what's the most important thing to focus on right there. It's usually kind of obvious. A lot of times that one thing, however, is not something you'd prefer to deal with. It's not as fun and exciting as contacting spirit guides. So you're putting you're just mismanaging your energy, and you're putting too much focus on something that's not super relevant at this exact immediate moment of your life. So it's an experience you all can have. We all have spirit guides. But those things that I mentioned, they trip a lot of people up. And hopefully it will help you reach them if that's something you really want to do. Okay? That's all that, I guess that's the only purpose of this video. I've just talked to so many of you guys who, again, are frustrated, and pretty much everyone I've spoken to was doing one or a combination of these things I mentioned. And a lot of the people, I brought this to their attention, and they've kind of curbed their approach and now are having those experiences. And it's very awesome and exciting for them. So don't give up. It is possible. It's going to probably happen regardless, but you could probably expedite that process by considering some of these things I just mentioned. So hopefully it helps, guys. Talk to you next time. Have an amazing day. Namaste.